Hello. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this little Bartop arcade cabinet I built. This style is called a Bartop. For those of you who remember, grew up in the 80s, you may have seen some of these. These weren't as common, of course, as the big stand-up arcade machines. These were, as the name indicates, these were usually found in bars, which most of us as kids probably weren't spending a ton of time in, but they would sit on top of the bar. And obviously they were smaller than the big stand-up arcade cabinets. But anyway, I actually won this cabinet at Magic City Minicon this last summer. And what it was it just had a Xbox 360 controller attached via a USB port, and I wasn't really satisfied with that. I mean, it was very cool, but I wasn't satisfied with it, and it only played Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games, for those of you who are old enough to know what that means. And so I gutted it completely, put in an entirely new system, and as you can see, I installed proper arcade controls because I wanted a more authentic experience. So these are actual arcade controls, arcade joystick there. You got your buttons here, start button, coin up buttons over here on the side for inserting a coin into whatever game you're wanting to play. And I'm continually making a few tweaks here and there to the internals, but that's the boring part. Well, let's fire this puppy up and I'll show you it a little bit. So this actually has over 4,000 games on it, and that includes everything from really old systems like Atari 2600 and Television, even some older systems, up through NES, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Super NES, and of course arcade games. And there's other systems in there that I haven't listed. I'm actually working on a full-size arcade cabinet. That one's taking me a lot longer to do. Hopefully I'll be done with it by next summer, but that'll be really sweet when it's done. So you can scroll through all the games here. Yeah, a lot of games. Let's see. Screensaver, which actually just scrolls through games that are on the system, and it lists the game and what system it's for in the lower right, which is pretty cool. One of my favorites, the classic Ms. Pac-Man. We'll put in a coin. Obviously this system is just one player because of the size. See if I can play a little bit and film at the same time. Defender. Classic. Okay, definitely can't really play this one and film at the same time because I can't fire. Don't. Yeah, it doesn't work very well one-handed. Donkey Kong. One of the hardest games ever. But a genuine classic. First game with Mario in it. Super Castlevania 4, one of my favorites. Good old Super Mario Brothers. Sweet. Salamander. Volume controls up here. The original Mario Brothers. Tetris. One disadvantage is that because of the way this was built, it wasn't built to hold actual arcade controls on here. This panel is very narrow and doesn't actually give you any place to rest your wrist on when you're playing, so that can cause kind of some wrist fatigue. So, you know, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, you get the idea, and I hope you enjoyed this video. When I ever get my big one completed, I'll post a lot bigger, more extensive video on that. So, yeah, thanks for watching.